Hey guys, it's Peter here from Lotus Guild Games with an unboxing video. I picked this up today at the store and I wanted to unbox it and analyze it with you guys. If I can open it. This is part of the Premium Deck Series. There's only 3 of these out right now. And I wanted this one and I got it for a really good price at my card store. So, Graveborn. Says it comes with a 60 card premium foil deck, including 8 rares, exclusive spin down, which is one of the main reasons I got it, a foil deck box, a strategy insert, and a learn to play guide. We don't care about that, but call forth the dead. So, we're starting out by opening this. Here's the spin down. It's got the Coolio skull thingy on it, which is why I wanted it. It's like a translucent black. And here's the so-called foil deck box it comes with. This houses all the non-rare cards. So we'll start with the rare cards here. We have Sphinx of the Steel Wind, very good in EDH. I don't know about other formats, but Pro Red and Green, Lifelink, Vigilance, First Strike, and Flying. I know it's good in Esper for EDH. Croesus the Purger. It's a special artwork that was made just for this one. He's pretty good. And whenever he deals combat damage to a player, if you pay a black and 2 generic, you can choose a color and that player reveals their hand and discards all cards of that color. So if you play that in EDH and do that to someone, and they're playing monocolor, they discard their whole hand. Now here's Reanimate. This is the same thing as this here. So, return target card from a graveyard on the battlefield under your control. You lose life equal to its converted mana cost, which is pretty good for 1 black. Here we have Buried Alive, where you search your library for up to 3 creature cards and put them in your graveyard and then shuffle, which is pretty good because the whole point of Graveborn is for Reanimator, but mostly people get these cards for EDH or other formats. Hidden Horror is pretty good. You sacrifice unless you discard a creature card, and you can reanimate that creature card. So that doesn't matter. And then next is Animate Dead. This has a long text. Enchant card in a creature card in a graveyard. When it enters the battlefield, if it's on the battlefield, it loses enchant creature card in the graveyard and gains enchant creature put onto the battlefield with Animate Dead. Return enchanted creature card to the battlefield under your control and attach Animate Dead to it. When Animate Dead leaves the battlefield, that creature's controller sacrifices it, and it gets -1/-0, but that's still a really good card. A lot of cards in here is what made this deck so expensive, but I was able to pick it up for $35. Cabal Therapy, you name a non-land, target player reveals his or her hand, discards all cards of that name, and you can flashback it by sacking a creature. The thing about that is, it's not so good in EDH unless there's really something you want to get rid of in there. Stuff like that. It's not always too important, but it's very good. Next here is Entomb. And you search your library for a card and put that card in your graveyard and shuffle. So that's also to put it in the graveyard for reanimation purposes. And for the last 2 rares, we have, if I can get them out of here without killing them, there we go. There is Zombie Infestation, where you can discard 2 to put a 2/2 zombie on the battlefield. That one seems okay. But since it's an enchantment, it seems better because, I mean, you can reanimate stuff with this. And lastly, Avatar of Woe, really good in EDH. Tap it to destroy target creature, and it can't be regenerated. And there are 10 or more creature cards total in all graveyards. Avatar of Woe costs 6 less to cast, so it only costs 2 black at that point. Now that is the rares from here. There is only one mythic in here, and that is the Sphinx of Steelwind. Now we're going to crack this open and look at the commons. Here's some play guide thing. I don't really care about that. But here's the good part. The actual cards. And like it says, this is an all-foil deck. So you get all foil lands in here for in case you want them for an EDH deck or something like that. But usually these are really good. But you got Putrid Imp here. You discard a card and it gains flying until end of turn. It has Threshold. So as long as 7 or more cards are in your graveyard, Putrid Imp gets +1/+1 and can't block. So this deck seems to have everything to do with Reanimator and stuff like that. So then there's another Hidden Horror, which we've seen. Faceless Butcher. When it enters the battlefield, exile target creature other than Faceless Butcher. And when it leaves the battlefield, return the exile card. So it's kind of like a Fiend Hunter. There's Twisted Abomination. You can regen him for 1, and he has Swamp Cycling. He's for 6, he's a 5/3. He's okay. Terrastodon, for some reason. I didn't expect to see any green or what else is in this deck, but I mean, Terrastodon is a classic card. 9/9, pretty good. There's Verdant Force, so at the beginning of your upkeep you get a Saproling. Inkwell Leviathan is really good. He's expensive, but he's really good. Blazing Archon is also really good. Creatures can't attack you, and it is flying. Pretty sick foil. And here's, you get 3 Duresses. I mean, we all know what that does. More Animate Dead, 2 more of those. We have 3 Exhumes, where each player puts a creature card from his or her graveyard onto the battlefield, so there's more reanimation there. We have 2 Sickening Dreams. You can, as an additional cost, you discard X, and it deals X damage to each creature and each player. So it's kind of like a black bonfire, you could say. Buried Alive, there's another one, we know what that does. 2 Last Rites. Discard any number of cards. Target player reveals his or her hand, and you choose a non-land card from it. For each card discarded this way, that player discards those cards. Seems pretty good. We have Diabolic Servitude. When that enters, return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Some more reanimation. When the creature that it's attached to dies, exile it, and return Diabolic Servitude to its owner's hand. When Diabolic Servitude leaves the battlefield, exile the creature put onto the battlefield with Servitude. So we have 2 of those, which is, that seems like a really good card. Dread Return, we have here. Return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield and has Flashback. So that's more reanimation. This deck is all about reanimation, and it seems like Threshold. So we have some utilities here. We have Crystal Vein, which is pretty good. Ebon Stronghold, where you tap to add black, and you can sack it to add 2 black. It enters tapped. Polluted Mire does the same thing, except you don't sack it and you get cycling instead. And we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 foil swamps. So overall, this seems like a pretty good deck. You definitely get your money out of it. You probably pay less than the worth of all the cards in here. I mean, an overview here. This is everything here. There's a big stack here for the enchantments because there's a lot of those. But overall, it's good value, so you should definitely buy this. And thanks for watching.